The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Power Trading Hour with your host, David White. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, David White.
And welcome all to another excellent edition of the Power Trading Hour with me, your humble, lovable, and squeezably soft host.
The following takes place between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m.
And we're up 12 points on the S&P. Cash volume is, I wouldn't say anemic, but certainly a not the kind of whiplash days that we've had after big down days. Dow's up 47, NASDAQ's up 51. The Russell is down 2. So we'll look at that. But it's probably going to take a little while. I'm only looking for 70 points down over the next couple of weeks. And everything I look at continues to kind of show that. Dollar continues to be a little stronger, up 21 cents at 90.52 for the dollar index. And when we look at gold, it's up $1. Silver's off 2 cents. Copper's off a nickel. So is there a whole lot going on here? No, I just think we need a little bit of air to come out of the balloon before we get ready to make the next run higher and probably break the highs. Before that, though, we're going to have to get through some issues with a trade. And I was listening to a couple people on Bloomberg, and it basically goes like this. We don't want to make the Chinese mad. Oh, if the Chinese were mad, then bad things would happen. So we should just give up. Let's just grab our ankles. Let's just not do anything because it might upset them. Oh, well, we got a president ain't gonna get into that mode of being scared and kowtowing to everything that's going on. For years, they've stole lots of intellectual property. They've bought off many of our senators, especially the ones in California. They've done everything. There is nothing wrong with the Chinese. They know exactly what they're doing. They've come to win. They understand that the game is competitive. We have a bunch of pansies who don't know that we are in competition for world, I wouldn't say so much control, but dominance. And I don't know why we'd want to give it up. But that is what you're going to hear. You're going to have the, what was he used to say? Nattering nabobs of negativity. Tell everybody, well, we can't. Oh, and they're going to use hush breaths. They're going to be, oh, so concerned. Oh, you just can't tell what he's going to do next. Oh, Mr. Trump. Oh. Anyway, I don't pay any attention to all that. He's going to go try to drive the best deal he can. He'll say some things that will sound outrageous. And in the end, he'll probably make things just a little bit better instead of just giving in and deciding to how they can be a coward yet another day. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time with it, but I know that the main, well, let's call it the extreme left media, especially on cable, are going to have all kinds of conniption fits about it. But you know what? We've got two major things. We've got the issues with metals and tariffs on that. Bigger part is the one for intellectual property, which is and could be a monster of a fine for China. I'm talking about billions and hundreds of billions of dollars, potentially, for all the stuff that they continue to steal and do nothing with. I also would love to hear anybody that wants to call in Give me a call at 877-927-6648 and tell me about the wildly successful companies that went to China. I can tell you all the ones that went to China and left. I can tell you about all the ones that went to China and had to give up a great deal of what they were doing. But that's about it. So that's kind of about it. We're going to probably see a little bit of conniption fits out here on some of these things, and it will be about China. So that's what I'm figuring. It has to be done pretty much by the end of, what are we talking about? I think about this third week of April. And if in that time frame, so we've got about 4 weeks, maybe a little less, 3 weeks, where this is going to be hitting the fan on a regular daily basis. So look for people that were thinking that they were going to have huge money-making deals over in China, ones that China signed up to buy a bunch of Boeing aircraft. Those deals probably never were going to be real to begin with, but they'll be used in the negotiation process. So just get ready for it, because it's coming, and we'll keep an eye on it. There's just going to be a lot of consternation, and people who believe that they know anything about what they're talking about. They know about how to give up. They don't know how to win when it comes to world politics. We'll be not back. We'll be talking about other things out here, like history.
Then it's all just a little bit of history repeating.
On this day in 1953, Cambridge University scientists James Watson and Francis Crick, who I've both met, announced that they have determined the double helix structure of the DNA, the molecule containing human genes. Crick and Watson won the Nobel Prize for this in 1962. They shared it with Wilkins, somebody that was helping. There was a woman who basically came up with the idea on how to actually photograph it with X-rays. She spent a little bit too much time around the X-rays, died of ovarian cancer in 1958. You have to be alive to share in it, and she got kind of pushed off into the sides. Wilkin got to the third seat in that share of big prize money. She never learned of the role of her photos played in the historic scientific breakthrough, but I have to think that of the big things of the 20th century, nuclear weapons, DNA, going to the moon, computers. This is going to be one of the biggest ones. And again, I think even bigger in the next 30 years. It probably is going to be the biggest thing in healthcare, and that is working and editing the DNA molecule. Anyway, we've got markets that are up a little bit. Like I said, volume's not all that exciting. We're just going to flop around here. But my suspicion is that we're going to be taking 2 steps back, 1 step forward, 2 steps back, 1 step forward, till we get back down to that 2680 area. We'll show a few of the charts I was talking about yesterday. We'll look at some new charts, and we'll have a fun time. Give me a ring, 877-927-6688.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com. Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
It's a special month at TFNN, and with market volatility back, we've decided to hold an open house in our Tiger's Den. For this month only, you can get a full 30 days of Tiger's Den membership without paying anything. The Tiger's Den is our interactive chat room where you can chat with other tigers and tigresses along with the TFNN hosts during each of their programs. For all of the details and to start your 30-day free trial to the Tiger's Den today, visit the front page of TFNN.com before this deal is gone.
Dave takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
And we talked about options starting to show a definitive move lower, and just so many of them are doing it. Don't spend a lot of time on options before the last 6 or 7 days before expiration, because they become very good here. But the S&Ps and many of the other stocks have shown that the expiration price is really a lot lower. I've got my charts, my new version of my charts, working fairly well now. So we'll be showing them a little bit more, especially in the newsletter, for some of the stuff I'm looking at. But if you just went and figured out for every possible expiration price within reason, and how much money would be made in the puts and the calls, you can continue to see where the most amount of money would be lost, and that's generally 85% of the time is going to be within plus or minus a few shekels of that spot, if there's enough money to be put on it. Right now, no matter what they do, unless someone covers these and brings them back in, there's going to be about $1 billion made no matter what at expiration. Now, there's probably going to be a lot of money lost, but it's not going to get any better than that for the option market makers. But it could get worse. And that's what they want to kind of do. So they'll continue to sell. If everybody's kind of bullish and they can move the market down, that just means that much more money for them. And as we described yesterday, it's like the line on a football game. If everybody's betting on one person, they just make the spread big until it covers up most of the time what would happen in the football game. Options are a little different because you have lots of different strike prices. And I've had some questions. You can always email me at path@tfnn.com. But I don't do a lot with weekly options. The reason why is that the premiums are so high on the weeklies, for the most part, that it's hard to get an edge. So this one time a month when you've got these options that have been out for a lot of times 60 days or 45 days, you get a much better read. And the idea is that there's going to be 4 times as many options expiring on the 16th of March than the week Friday before or the Friday after. And just that 3 or 4 times gives you a much better read. It's the equivalent of asking a handful of people who's going to be the next president and going and asking 1,500. You're going to be a lot closer when you get a bigger number out there. And that is one of the other problems. They're so thin that you don't get a real good read on them. So I don't spend a great deal of time on it, but it is interesting. What else I was going to show? Maybe this one. I'm trying to remember if this is the one that I was thinking of. Yeah, this is kind of it. This is the PNQI, which is all the big internet stocks. And, you know, what are we, around 130 on that or something? We're way up on this. Now, there aren't a great deal of options on this, maybe $100,000 if it expired up here on the calls. This is a pretty good indication, though, that what's out there is saying that we're either going to close somewhere around here on the 16th of March or probably a little bit lower. And most of the time, you'll find that these numbers kind of come up on the prediction and the actual price goes down. So on this one, you kind of want to figure that you're going to hit kind of a happy medium. And that's why I'm thinking more like 2680 than 2600 on the S&P cash. I just look at a lot of these things and they look like they're kind of pulling back. Had an email. What time is cake and ice cream? I don't know. My guess is it is later tonight, though. Okay. Okay. Got some more emails. I'm just looking through here real quick. What do I want to talk about? Well, the idea is passed. I will move on. ADI, which is analog devices, opened up much higher. It has now put some shade on this doji of yesterday. Volume is about 2.5 million shares compared to 3.2 million shares yesterday. They had some news. Celgene, another one out there with news. This one's trying to go through the previous low. It's already doubled the volume of that February 9th low. And that's what you got to look for. You've got, this may actually be some kind of low in Celgene. You want to keep an eye on it. You had kind of a little gap up here off the top on the 5th of October. But you've had one big gap on the 20th of October. You had another big gap down on the 26th of October. This one, man, I wish it was just a little bit bigger out here because that would be the third gap of a third gap play. But you may want to just keep an eye on this one because if you get one more big gap down, that would suggest a pretty decent floor to buy off of. Etsy, earnings are out. This is the hippy dippy company that likes to get lots of people that make little things in their house that collect dust and sell them on the Etsy website. Anyway, this thing is completing its turnaround. The people never seem to be that interested once they made their payment for their apartment for the month. They kind of gave up, the people that actually made this stuff. And now what we're finding out is that they're actively going after people that can make some volume and make some money at Etsy, and things are turning up. $26.23 the high today. On the loser horn part of the scale is the Frontier Communications Corporation. This is a company that bought Verizon's FiOS system down here in Florida and other parts of the country. They're getting whacked badly back down to the previous lows. 608 is the November 24th low of last year, and my guess is that you're going to easily see that hit again. Don't know. I'm kind of worried. I've looked into using them because they're offering a fairly inexpensive system now. But I don't know. Guess maybe I might just stick with what I have. But very cheap. They keep sending me offers. Golar LNG, we talked about this one several times. It opened up higher. It's kind of rolled off a little bit. I do like this thing on a pullback. And again, any kind of big hit to the price of natural gas is probably going to be fairly decent for this one. Before I left in December, it was about December 15th, we had a caller asking about buying natural gas. And I just didn't understand the philosophy about it with everybody flaring so much natural gas away. You had a bounce in natural gas, and hopefully you sold it. But as natural gas becomes more abundant, especially in the United States and in Australia, the ability to ship this stuff around to countries that don't have natural gas is pretty nice. And low prices for natural gas are good for these guys. But looks like this thing is going to come back. Maybe 24.45 would be a good place to take a look at this. We'll be back after another.
The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN and you'll find the Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now. Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Directions Daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC. Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
And hopefully we've got Scott from Arizona. How you doing today, Scott?
Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
Hey. Scott.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. How you doing today?
I'm doing fine, thank you. You know, I know you've been watching the market and successful trader, and I'm in a couple of ETNs that are closing, and I was wondering your thoughts on JO or SGG. I want to be, I like the exposure to coffee and sugar, but with these things closing, you suggest I get out before, or what are your thoughts?
When do they close?
I think it's April 13th.
I'm going to tell you that the chart looks really good. You had a nice bounce with some energy off this low of December 12th, 1467. You went up to 1653. You've come back. You've gone below it. You did that with less energy. You popped out. You're back in the trading range. That high from January 3rd down to that low of February 21st came down with a lot more energy than it came up. So you've got everything telling you that the supply and demand really isn't there. I don't know how much it would actually affect it being closed April 13th. I figure you got a couple of weeks. It actually looks very good, the chart anyway. I kind of like this little sideways action.
Too. I guess I'm just concerned that, if I want to hold this thing beyond 2 weeks, have you ever encountered such a thing? And kind of what were your thoughts in proceeding? Selling or staying in it, or with the ETN closing and all?
Yeah, not really, because I don't trade ETNs that have this light of volume, but for the most part. But it's this is an ETN though, right?
I believe that's the iPass ETN.
Yeah, I wouldn't. This is probably why I don't spend any time looking at it either. ETNs are promises to pay. They aren't any kind of guarantee. So this is not like an equity or something else where it should be there tomorrow. You're basically hoping that the company that runs this ETN is there tomorrow. Not whether or not coffee is doing well, but how well the company that actually runs the ETN is doing. So I don't buy ETNs. There was a couple of them a couple of years ago that famously blew up all in one day or a couple of days. So I don't want to worry about that. There's better trades out there. What are you in this at?
Just a couple percent from where we're at now. So I found the bottom.
Yeah, I love the way
it's been bottoming for the last how many quarters.
Is there a better way for you to buy either options or some other way to play this that doesn't involve an ETN?
I think, is there another one, Cafe, K-A-F-E, possibly, to play coffee?
What's the symbol on it?
That's iPass Pure Data, but that's not sure of another way to play coffee. Yeah, I could buy options. Not really had much success with that. Plus,
I was going to say,
it would be options on Joe.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't want options on this. Again, no. I don't want anything to do with these ETNs. What I'm saying is that I would much rather have options on either coffee by itself or sugar on itself and not have to do anything with an ETN. I just don't trade them. So what I would say is that you're looking for something else, and maybe that if you don't want to actually trade the futures, which I wouldn't, because I know coffee and sugar both are widow makers, but maybe the opportunity to buy some options is out there on it, and maybe that's the only way to play it. Again, it's not the return on your money; it's the return of your money, and that's what that's what ETNs are not. They are a big fat IOU, and they can take off anytime they want. So I don't play them. But, you know, I'm not a big guy in this space. But everybody that I know that does do this, kind of like, you know, they know it's a widowmaker if you play the futures by themselves. So I would just be very careful and see if you're probably going to have to do a little digging to find something that has limited upside or limited downside for you as a trader. You know what I mean? And options are probably the only thing to get into things like this that can either go to the moon or go to zero, it seems like, that quickly. I like the chart. It looks good. I hate the vehicle. And so love the center, hate the sin. And the sin is that this is an ETN. So I'm trying to see anything else. We're going to look at sugar too.
Well, it's the same deal on sugar. Barclays sent out a release saying that these things are being delisted and they're coming out with new ETNs, and you can be rolled into the new ETN but right now, those new TNs, if you go to BJO, there's no volume there. That's
the
new,
the volume will come on the rollover. But, yeah, there's probably a reason why these things are being rolled over. And that is that they want to get rid of the horrible track record of how much money they basically stole out of these things, because that's generally the way these things work. Again, good-looking charts. I'd much rather have an option on the futures than actually be in it. I just don't know how expensive those are. I don't have the ability to get it up. Have you talked to Andy Heck?
No, maybe I'll.
I would do this. Yeah, I would do this. This show's on tomorrow night at 5. I would ask him if there's any way. I wouldn't want to be in either. I don't know about sugar. I think it's a little better behaved. But I don't think you'd want to be in coffee without limiting your downside. And there's got to be some kind of something other than an ETN to trade in these. And I didn't see anybody. Okay. Yeah, I'm just worried about the rollover. There's somebody in the den saying something. The rollover from this when these things roll out. And that's what I don't know is going to happen. I would ask, I would call
if you
him.
get any word from your crew over there or, anybody in the den, I'd appreciate their thoughts. So thank you very much for looking into this with me.
I appreciate it. Yeah, it's something I haven't run into before, because literally I don't trade ETNs as a practice. But it's an interesting question. Maybe somebody will have something on the den, or Tom O'Brien will chime in the next hour. But I think probably you want to limit your losses, and that doesn't seem like a good way.
If you'd like to get my daily newsletter, Market Insights, then now is a great time to sign up for a 30-day free trial. Every morning by 9:30, I send out my morning letter to subscribers with market commentary on a variety of markets, currencies, and commodities to keep investors up to date on the day's trading action. Included in Market Insights are specific buy and sell recommendations for stocks, ETFs, and even options, with stops and price targets included for every trade in my newsletter. If you'd like to try my newsletter risk-free for 30 days, then head over to the front page of TFNN and you'll find Market Insights under Trading Newsletters. I use my years of trading experience to bisect and dissect the market every morning and give my subscribers the most important information they need to know for the day ahead. I even issue afternoon updates for my subscribers whenever warranted with important market action. I'm always scouring the market for the next great trading opportunity. Sign up for your 30-day free trial to my daily newsletter, Market Insights, today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Wow! Go get 'em, folks. Today, it's hard to tell if the economy is coming or going. Regardless, I want my money going in the direction I choose. If that's your stance as well, then you want to know how Everbank can help keep your money thriving just the way you want. Is growing your money a priority? Everbank is committed to a yield pledge promise to pay high yields on your checking, money market, and CD balances. Looking to diversify? Everbank ingeniously developed accessible ways to spread your money around the world into foreign currencies and even non-FDIC insured metals. And when it comes to your wealth, they bring a highly experienced and global perspective to help you manage it. Everbank's financial philosophy flies in the face of the status quo. They believe your money's performance should not be determined by today's economic circumstances, but by the drive to rise above them and create opportunities that favor your objectives. If that excites you, like it does me, call 1-855-750-4051 to find out what they can do for you. That's 1-855-750-4051. Call them today. Everbank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender.
The TAS Profile Scanner Plus, developed by John Logan and his team, is a standalone piece of software that can change the way you trade. Let the TAS Profile Scanner work for you by scanning over 5,000 financial instruments such as stocks, ETFs, commodities, futures, and Forex. Right now, you can get a 30-day free trial to the TAS Profile Scanner Plus right at TFNN.com. And when you sign up, you gain instant access to John Logan's most recent webinar, How Price, Volume, and Time Make Market Profiles So Unique. This hour-long webinar with John Logan will walk you through the most powerful features of the scanner and how you can use it to become a more successful and profitable trader. You pay absolutely nothing for 30 days while you try out this software risk-free. For more information on the TAS Profile Scanner and to get your 30-day free trial today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
And we're looking at an email from Harry in Virginia. Wanted to look at YUM-C. This is Yum China Holdings. And yeah, I would be kind of wary over any kind of issues with trade on some of these companies that are pure plays in China. This would be one. This is just the ones over there. This could be, the energy's fairly decent up here. But if this thing started to roll, I would not be surprised this one is actually setting up as an ABC on the way down. And, you know, maybe, I don't know. I probably look at high techs more, but this might be a good hedge on any kind of tariff war between China and the United States. If you do have an ABC on the way down, although the energy's been pretty good, you've got a $35.24 1-to-1 on Yum China. You've got a higher low, volume low, December 27th low, $39.40 was 1.1 million shares. You got into it and broke it by 2 cents with more volume, 4.4 million shares. So again, that's it. To the question before, see, yeah. Okay. Well, I've got a couple people saying that they have to go broke not to get paid off on those ETNs. But again, I don't play them. So I sent an email to Andy Heck and told him that he should be looking for a caller tomorrow night. And he can discuss them and even research it in the meantime. Okay, 35.24 for Yum China. So let's look at some of the other stocks out here today that are moving. Oprah is promising that you can eat lots of carbs and lose weight. Well, this thing did gap up fairly strongly today and gave it all up. Back to 67.70 for the low of the day out here. Earnings were pretty good. Nutrisystem's didn't look this good, at least at the open in TRI. But I could, you know, the whole idea that these guys that they're peddling, you can settle what you can eat whatever you want, you're still going to lose weight. I just wonder how long Oprah can roll on that. Nutrisystems, of course, fell apart yesterday. Huge volume down to 28.50. I think we talked about that. Weight Watchers, of course, a whole separate issue. What is that? What is it? WTW. Okay. There you go. 77.19 was the high. What'd you get to today? 77. So you got pretty much into that high that had 1.7 million shares, and you popped into it with 4.8 million shares already on the way down. That compares to this huge day up with 5.8 million shares on February the 7th. And this one's a tough one to get a read on. The biggest thing I would worry about is that she's telling people how to lose weight, and Weight Watchers is sending them the stuff that probably means that they won't lose weight. But I don't know. Maybe it works for a while. I just don't understand it. VRX, which is Valiant Pharmaceuticals. This one did gap down. The IBB's not doing a whole lot of nothing. I think it's around 109. Hasn't been able to do stuff. It looked fairly good and promising coming into the new year. It's kind of, that luster has kind of faded down on volume today on Valiant, down 33.4 million shares. You had 53 million shares on the December 14th down spike. So you're a little less than that. But you've got two nice, huge gaps down here, one at $13 and one at 11. And, you know, the energy off this high hasn't been that bad. But you do have today 33 million shares. This thing gets to 45 million shares. I think you got to figure out that at least $13 is going to be the first stop on this, on the downside. You are at this level of support that goes through consolidation from November 21st of last year through December 7th of last year. But that's not going to be a lot of support. That's going to last a few days. If we get any pressure and the market starts to pull back, 1350 looks like it's on the move. Okay, we've got lots of wonderful comments in the emails today. What else? Vail or Valley. I famously called both the Toronto office and the Brazilian office, and they pronounced their company name different in both countries. You think they get together? Down a little bit, not much going on here. 21 million shares today. Off a little bit. You're going into this up day of the 14th of February that had 43.4 million shares, and you're in with about 21. So you're probably looking at fairly decent support. You also have this consolidation range from the 15th through the 23rd that this is sitting on. So we'll have to keep an eye on this, but it doesn't look like there's a whole lot of movement out of that one. What else did we do? Did we do all of those? Square. Take a quick look at that. Okay. Square had its huge down day, the 27th of November, did so on 76 million shares. Got back into it with 15.3 million shares on January 31st. We spiked it today with 18.8 million shares, but again, not holding it. So that huge down day of the 27th of November is the resistance level in this. Good business, but just doesn't seem to be gaining as much traction. Kind of, I guess maybe blockchain and Bitcoin have kind of put these guys on the sidelines for a little while. Maybe it's going to take people giving up on talking about cryptocurrencies for a little while to get this one back in, because it certainly seems the same people that talk about cryptocurrencies all talk about Square. So the question is, if they're putting their money in one place or the other, if it quits going into cryptocurrencies, does it come back in Square? That would be my thought, at least at first blush. I dislike the energy off this February 9th low. It wasn't very exciting compared to the volume down off the January 31st high. So no surprise that this thing's kind of stalling out at this huge down day. But I don't see a lot either way on it. In the meantime, we will be back shortly. Send me some more emails, pat@tfnn.com, or call me at 877-927-6648.
No matter what kind of trader you are, 2018 is a great time to try out a subscription to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report. Whether you just plan on diversifying your portfolio with some exposure to gold and gold mining equities, or you're a gold bull that sees 2018 as the year of commodities, now is a great time to sign up for the Gold Report. Tom O'Brien publishes his Gold Report every Monday morning before the market opens and covers a variety of topics including gold, silver, platinum, copper, the XAU and HUI, the dollar, bonds, South African rand, as well as more than 20 of the most actively traded mining equities. Start your 2018 off with a bang and sign up for the Gold Report today. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. For all the details and to start your subscription right now, visit the front page of TFNN.com and you'll find the Gold Report under Investment Newsletters. David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
You don't buy into that nonsense, do you? You know you can't time the markets. I didn't. And in 2006, I set out on a mission to do just that. I began by surrounding myself with the greats like Tom O'Brien, Larry Pesavento, David White, and Basil Chapman. I read countless books and even looked to the moon and planets for answers. Now, we both know that trading is 80% mental. So I learned the exact tools that Tony Robbins uses to overcome fear. I'm Steve Rhodes, author of Mastering Probability. And last March, the folks at Timers Digest began tracking my newsletter signals, which through January 18, 2018, placed me as the #1 gold timer for that exact time frame. Now, I can't officially be recognized until Timers Digest has a full year of signals, but clearly I've learned how to time the markets, and I'd like to teach you how to do that as well. Subscribers to Mastering Probability gain access to my live and archive workshops where I show you the exact same patterns that earn me this #1 ranking. If you're looking for great market calls and an education, sign up for Mastering Probability today at TFNN.com.
Catch Tom O'Brien, professional trader and educator, founder of TFNN. Also, a special guest on CNBC. Tom will bisect and dissect the markets. The Tom O'Brien Show, next on TFNN.
Well, the S&P's kind of rolled over here. We're down 3 on it. NASDAQ's up 11. Dow's off 105. Again, just looking at everything out here, I don't see the wheels falling off the market wagon, but I do see a decent retracement back. And if you're thinking bullish, just put your money away. If you're thinking bearish, you can join me in shorting this nice pullback. I think there's a couple of positions I have that are going to make fairly decent profits into this. What going to be kind of a little tepid pullback, at least from what I can see so far. And it's, you know, it's just what markets do. They don't just go straight to the moon. We went up to resistance. We're pulling back now. You're going to get yet another opportunity to take that high out probably. And I'll be watching a lot of the stuff that I work with. sector rotations and know when to buy those bottoms when there's blood in the street. Tom O'Brien, I was IMing in the Tiger's Den here. Maybe he'll talk a little bit more about ETNs and the sugar and in coffee. I did text, or I did email Andy Heck too. So maybe they'll both talk about it here in the near future. Just not an ETF fan. Maybe others are. And of course, I like to buy gold and crude when there's blood in the streets, but not a big commodities trader either. So there's others around here that are. But that's kind of it. We're going to probably, I imagine, we got an hour left to go here. Volume was kind of tepid on this push higher today. We're only doing 2.5 billion on the consolidated tape. So this wasn't a push higher on higher volume. It was actually kind of a wimpy push higher. So continue to think we'll have it. Maybe we go sideways through fund buying. I just don't see a lot. But jump on a hand grenade today. In the meantime, sell when you can, not when you have to. We'll see you here tomorrow. Same bat channel, same bat.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters.